What's going down, Phone Dog? I'm Aaron. And you know, the Vibrant, the Samsung Vibrant, wasn't that bad of a device when it came out. 1 GHz Hummingbird processor, 4-inch Super AMOLED display. It was definitely a competitor in the Android smartphone arena on T-Mobile. But then the G2 came out and the MyTouch 4G came out, kind of gave it a run for its money, and you know, some would argue that those are better devices. Well, Samsung took it to heart. They've re-released the Vibrant, but given it a different name, Samsung Galaxy S4G. It has some improvements, but how does it stack up to a device like the G2? We're going to do a dogfight and find out. So on one hand, you have the Samsung Galaxy S4G, same processor, same display, same camera, but they added a front-facing camera, a revised battery door, Android 2.2 out of the box, and a bigger battery. You know, on the G2, 800 MHz processor, 3.7-inch display, 5-megapixel camera as well, different build, and then of course you have your physical keyboard. Which one's going to win? Which one's the winner in the dogfight? Well, you're going to have to watch the video to find out. Special thanks to our friends at Best Buy Mobile. They've hooked us up with two of these. It's 4 total. Yeah, math's not my strong suit. It's 4 of those total for use in our One Paw Bandit giveaway. One thing I like about Best Buy Mobile, either of these devices you go in, you're going to walk out working. Web, email, phone calls, everything, they're going to help you get set up. So when you walk out that door, you're set up and ready to go. Enough of that, let's get into the dogfight. Woof woof G2, woof woof Galaxy S4G. Dogfight starts right now. So you have two of what I would consider the 3 heavyweight Android devices on T-Mobile. The Galaxy S4G, the T-Mobile G2, and the T-Mobile MyTouch 4G. Now both of these devices are available at T-Mobile for $199.99. Actually, the Galaxy S4G comes out tomorrow, but $199.99. This one is $199 out the door, $199 after rebates. After rebates, this is $99.99, so it's $100 cheaper after mail-in rebates. So that's something, you know, if price is something you're considering or that's a factor in your decision, you know, well, the dogfight may be over for you because at $100, you know, it's a great device for under $100. So on this one, 800 MHz Snapdragon processor, next generation processor, 3.7-inch display, 5-megapixel camera, physical QWERTY keyboard, Android 2.2, and it's running a near stock build of Android 2.2, save for some things like the quick keys down here and some T-Mobile installed applications. Now on this hand, you have an improved version, of the Vibrant. You have the Galaxy S4G, 1 GHz processor. It's the same Hummingbird processor, 4-inch Super AMOLED display. That's the same as well. The improvements come on 4 fronts. 1, a front-facing camera. 2, a new battery door. 3, Android 2.2 out of the box. And 4, instead of having a 1500 milliamp battery, it has a 1650 milliamp battery. So, you know, the battery life is noticeably better, and I used it over the weekend as my personal device. And I mean, it's a noticeable difference. I mean, you know, in Android, every milliamp counts when it comes to Android. It's a battery sucker. And, you know, the 1650 milliamp battery, is noticeable difference between something like this that has a 1400 milliamp battery or something like the Inspire 4G on AT&T that has a 1230 milliamp battery. Something to consider if you're on the road regularly or you're at a point where you can't charge on a regular basis throughout the day. Anyway, 2.2 on this one, 2.2 on this one. The difference comes with Samsung's TouchWiz user interface, whereas the T-Mobile G2 comes with a stock build. So it's funny because you look at these and you see how dramatically different they look when I go into the menus, but they're both running Android 2.2, so at least on the ground level they're running the exact same software. Now this has TouchWiz installed over it, and you can see it kind of the look and the feel mimics the iPhone. You can see instead of scrolling up and down like typical Android, this scrolls from left to right. You can see these kind of colorful boxes behind the actual applications, like, for example, you look at Quadrant Standard here, I didn't mean to do that, and then Quadrant Standard here without the box. You can see they kind of mimic the iPhone's individual applications, and then at the bottom here with the 4 individual applications, you can see very closely mimics that. And this is one of those devices where if somebody came to me and said, I'm looking for something on T-Mobile that's iPhone-like, I don't want to switch to AT&T or Verizon, what would you recommend? I'd instantly go for this because TouchWiz looks a lot like that. Now you have stock Android over here with your dock here at the bottom having calls, menu, and then browser as well. And then scroll up and scroll down through here and you can see the applications. With both of these, you do get some T-Mobile installed applications on both the devices, My Account and My Device Help. You can see both of those there. Both of these have Wi-Fi calling. So you can, T-Mobile's Wi-Fi calling does use your planned minutes, but if you're in an area where T-Mobile service isn't so great, you can take advantage of that. You have visual voicemail on the Galaxy S 4G out of the box. The G2, I'll have to look in the Android market to see if you can get it, but it doesn't come, at least out of the box, on this device. Now, the interesting thing with the G2, because it's a Google Experience device, it does come with quite a few Google apps pre-installed, and that's fine. You look at something like this and you see, Finance, Google Goggles, say that 3 times fast, Google Goggles, and Earth, and keep scrolling, you'll see more Latitude, Google Sky Map, Google Translate, etc., which that's fine. I mean, those are all well and good, but the challenge is you can't delete them. So, if you're looking to conserve some space, you want to install other apps, and you don't really use Google Sky Map or you don't really use Google Translate, they're stuck on the device, you cannot uninstall them. So, kind of points off to Google and points off to T-Mobile for that. Now, the Quick Keys thing is pretty interesting because you can assign an application to the Quick Keys, and you can either access it through a widget on the home screen, or you can use one of the Quick Keys on the keyboard. So let's just say we're going to do directions and navigation. We're going to assign the first one to that. So that didn't work. Let's try direct message instead. We'll direct message Billy Bob. And so whenever I'm out here and I'm like, oh, I want to message Billy Bob, click that once, and it automatically opens up a text message with Billy Bob in the to section. Now you can do it through the keyboard keys, or you can set up a widget here and go down to Quick Keys, and you can do it there and tap, and it serves the exact same purpose, or it should serve the exact same purpose. Let me see. Yeah, there we go, Billy Bob. Okay, don't know why it hiccuped. 4 capacitive buttons below each display. Now the difference with the G2, you have the optical trackpad, whereas you don't have that with the Galaxy S 4G. And let's look at the body differences. The Galaxy S 4G is noticeably thinner, but it doesn't have that physical QWERTY keyboard. But overall, the volume rocker both are on the left side of both of these devices. Micro USB charging port on the left on the G2. Then on the right, your power button on the Galaxy S 4G, your camera shortcut button on the G2, and then on the top, both of those have their 3.5mm headphone jacks on the top. The G2 has the power button, and then the Samsung Galaxy S 4G has the micro USB charging port with that cool sliding door that I like so much because it keeps dust out. Now both have 5-megapixel cameras. The Galaxy S 4G does not have a flash, so if you're in a low-lit situation on a regular basis, or you want to take pictures in the dark, the Galaxy S 4G may not be the device for you. The G2 also has a better quality feel to it. I mean, this one is okay. It's hard plastic, and it's fine for most users, but it still has a plastic feel to it. This has metal accents around the display, and then the battery door is metal as well. So if you're looking for a premium premium feel to your device, you want a high quality device that looks a little bit better, in terms of build, I'd say the G2 is the one to go with between these two. Like I said, metal accents here. And then on the battery door, there's this cool latch where instead of picking at the battery door trying to get it to come off, simply pull the button and it pops off to reveal the battery, the micro SD card slot under the battery, and then the SIM card slot as well. So it's a cool device. Like I said, metal battery door, so you get those accents, and really it's everywhere that you hold the device. So I'm feeling the battery door in the back, I'm feeling the metal here by the display, so it exudes this kind of high-end feel that you don't get off the Samsung Galaxy S 4G. Let's take a look at the widgets pretty quickly here. Like I said, TouchWiz, you do get 7 home screens over here, and then on this one you get, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 home screens. Yeah, if I remember, 6 home screens. And you can scroll through those as well. Now there's no, like I said, there's no carrier overlay or manufacturer overlay running on this. So when you click this open, it's going to be stock Android widgets, and you can see the difference. Analog clock, calendar, finance, Google search, they're all Google stock widgets. It does come with Google Voice out of the box, so you get the widgets there. News and weather, power control, etc., etc. I installed Twitter, so no, I'm sorry, I did not install Twitter on this. So that does come out of the box. We may have to plug this in since it's dying. Now the difference with the Galaxy S 4G is you get 2, and they're all grouped into one, but you get your typical Android widgets, but you also get some TouchWiz widgets as well, like Buddies Now, Days widget. Drive Smart isn't a TouchWiz widget, but it's a program that comes installed, as is Double Twist. Dual clock, feeds and updates, and then you'll see your stock Google widgets like Google Search, Market, News and Weather, Power Control, etc. Y Finance Clock is also a TouchWiz widget. Now you have to say, between the three big carrier, I keep saying carrier, manufacturer overlays, Moto Blur, HTC Sense, and Samsung TouchWiz, I have to say the widgets, HTC Sense does the best job with the widgets. Moto Blur, I like the customization on Moto Blur. But you know, the TouchWiz is a little bit bubbly. I mean, it goes well with the iPhone-ish design of Samsung TouchWiz. You can see, I mean, it goes well with the scheme that you're seeing here, but it's pretty limited in terms of available widgets, and they take up most of the screen. They're kind of bubbly and useless for the most part, in my opinion. Now, the difference in terms of the media front with this device, you do get, it has T-Mobile TV, but you do get, instead of Avatar, you get Inception pre-installed. But one thing I noticed when you click on the Inception button, it takes you to the media hub, where instead of just opening Avatar like the Vibrant did, you have to go in here and, I'm assuming, log into an account or create an account before it'll let you see it. Now, there's a workaround. You can go through the gallery and click on the gallery, if I remember right, yeah, and then click on Movie, and then you can play it through the video player like that. But honestly, for a customer that's buying this, you know, a novice customer that's buying this at a T-Mobile store, first time, I mean, that's really a frustrating workaround. A lot of people don't want to go into the media hub. It's kind of a waste of time. And for a movie that supposedly comes free on the device, that's kind of unfortunate that you have to go through the hoops to get to it like that. So keyboards on both of these devices, we'll go into messaging to do a quick test with both of these. Actually, we'll go into Billy Bob. Yeah, jump in there. And then we'll go into messages. You get a couple of keyboard options with each of these. So, you know, so if swipe's your thing, swipe comes pre-installed on both of these devices, and you can use that. Go to input method swipe, and then on input method here. Now, the difference is you have a stock Android keyboard, since this is running, you know, near stock Android 2.2. You get a Samsung keypad on this one, since this is obviously a Samsung device. I was a little frustrated that this didn't come with a stock Android keyboard as well, you know, have that third option. Because the Samsung keyboard's okay, but it's not my favorite. So you can see the quick, and like little spelling errors like that. The quick, and I don't like how it fills it in like that. Yeah, I mean, I'm just hitting space. The quick brown fox is enjoying the day, which is the sentence that I typed yesterday in the Galaxy S4G review. So you can see that's what that looks like, and of course you can use swipe as well. Now this one, the non-swipe keyboard, is the Android keyboard. And it's decent, the quick brown fox. The quick bronze. Actually, I'm going to leave it at that. The quick bronze fox is tanning, since it's the quick bronze fox. So you can see, you know, for me, I type very quickly, and the lack of multi-touch on this keyboard gets to me. You know, I'm sitting here holding the J and you can't see, you know, the D is not popping up. The lack of multi-touch is pretty frustrating because I'm usually down with one hand as I'm coming up with the other. So, you know, for those that type faster, those that rely on multi-touch, this keyboard may not be the one for you. Now, both of these devices allow you to sideload applications. So, you know, if you want to install a keyboard, a third-party keyboard, or you want to download one from the Android market like SwiftKey, of course, you're welcome to do that. This is what it looks like in landscape, but this also has the physical QWERTY keyboard, which, as I've said before, this is the best physical QWERTY in the industry right now, in my opinion. Fantastic keys, 4-row QWERTY keyboard with a dedicated space row and a dedicated row for those quick keys. Keys are very tactile. They're just slightly raised, and they're rubbery, so they're easy to grip and easy to type on the fly because of this kind of smaller keyboard as opposed to the Epic, which is great, but it's a pretty chunky, you know, pretty long keyboard, so you're having to constantly go up and down and up and down, whereas with this one it's kind of compact and easy to use, and it closely resembles an actual computer keyboard.